Hey, it's Pip. It is Geek Speak, and we are here today to talk about Google Marketing Live. Now, if you don't know me, I'm Pip, and I run Seymour Digital Media, a little tiny marketing agency over on Vancouver Island, where we help people in their search and social marketing. And this is Greg.
Hey everyone, my name is Greg, and I run Original 72 Creative. We are a full-service website, graphic design, and digital marketing agency in Vancouver.
Oh, whoa, that's supposed to be both of us, Greg. Hold on, there we go, yeah. So, hey Wendy, glad you joined us. So happy you're here. Today we are talking about Google Live marketing event that happened the last couple days. Took up a lot of my time. I scheduled it off. But in this marketing event, we learn all about what's coming, what Google's doing, what they're planning. Super cool things, actually. So there were several announcements that were pretty interesting. There was the announcement of a discovery feed and discovery ads. There was an announcement of bumper videos. There was an announcement of deep linking between apps and other marketing. So like email marketing and apps. There was a lot of information, and some cool things came out of it. Like, have you been to google.com/travel or google.com/shopping? So those are a couple things we're going to talk about. Greg and I are going to get on here. He was really busy this week, weren't you, Greg? And so you didn't get a chance to see it all, or you did?
I watched it all, but it was like on while I was doing stuff, so I wasn't really focused on it, and I haven't had time to really read up on all of the things that they announced. All of the stuff you mentioned, I know they announced it, but how it will impact us all or what have you is not something I've deep dived into yet.
Right? It's so yeah, I get that. I'm gonna go back. Actually, there's a couple of things I want to re-watch. That is hard for me to say. Hey, Julia, glad you're here. So as I said, we're talking Google. Greg, before we got on this call, there, you sounded a little. You heard in the grapevine that some people were really kind of perturbed with Google and what was announced. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Just again, things that I've been hearing or things that I've seen on Twitter of SEOs not too keen on some of the things that Google's introducing because it affects organic search, and SEOs are all about organic search. So it affects them and their ability to get their customers at the top of the rankings, because now the rankings are lower because there's going to be more paid advertising.
Right? It's hold on. Greg's sound is not good. Oh, you know what? Thank you for telling me that. How's this? Greg, talk now.
Hello, everybody.
Is that better? Oh, so sorry. Almost perfect. Let me know if that's better. Thanks, Julia. I appreciate that.
I didn't think people actually wanted to hear me.
Oh, yeah, they totally want to hear you. It's important. It's important. Yeah, it sounds like, so what's happening is that Google has launched this thing where, so I asked a question in the post yesterday, which was, what is the thing that Google's missing that Facebook and Instagram have? And the answer is images on the front feed. Like, we can go over to the image sourcing feed on Google, but one of the things that Google was lacking in their search feed, where most people go, is images. So how have they solved this? And is this going to benefit users? Well, they have now made it so you can do carousel ads that will show up at the top of the feed. It might only be in phones, and it might only be in the discovery feed, so when you use Google in the app, the Google app on your phone. But if that's the case, and they're doing carousel ads, there's no room for anything else. There's one ad. That's it, right? So that's going to be interesting to see. So yes, Google's changing, and the top part of search is now going to be changed into, well, we're also seeing the shopping ads at the top right now, right? Like, I don't know if you see those more and more. They seem to pop up. So you're going to see either shopping ads or carousel ads or images, and even your image search is going to have ads in it. So I think you're maybe a little bit right, Greg, in the complaint that Google's becoming a more pay-to-play.
The other thing I was just thinking of, more specific to the shopping ads, is how annoying would it be if you're going on the web to search for something just for informational? Like, everybody that's on the web is not on the web to buy something.
It's true.
So if you are completely inundated with things here, buy this, buy that, well, that's not what I'm here for. I'm here on Google to search for something that I want to learn about, not buy.
Yes.
So I don't know. We'll see how the implementation goes and what the shopping ads come up on before I completely go ballistic on Google or something.
Right? Well, you know what? I mean, complaints. So when I was at the social media conference a few weeks back, I, as you know, met Rand Fishkin, and we spoke, and we were talking about search results, and basically what's happening is all the content we're writing and putting out there, Google's scraping. And so eventually it's looking like Google's going to take all of that, and it's because they're going to make it so the user doesn't need to click. That's the whole point. Which is very interesting.
It's funny you mentioned him, because in one of the articles I was looking at, he had a tweet quoted as one of the ones who was not so in favor of some of the changes. His quote read, "Anyone remember how Google became the homepage for so many browsers? As I recall, a big reason was it was filled with ads like Yahoo." So. Right. Yahoo had lots of ads and Google didn't. It was just a clean homepage where you could go there for what you wanted to do, which was search the web. So I think that kind of sums up a little bit of what I was thinking as well. Is I go to Google to search. I don't go to Google to see advertising.
Right. So
there is advertising on there, and I understand it's important for all of us as digital marketers. But there's, I'm trying to look at the balance between what they're introducing, how it's going to affect everybody who uses the web, because Google is so integrated into our lives.
Right. It is sure going to be interesting. I mean, we're going to see some interesting changes in the feed, and I don't know if that's going to benefit SEOers or companies organically at all. It's looking dicey. It is. You talked about how a lot of the SEOs were complaining. I haven't looked at any of that stuff because I was just pulling it in. Hey, Gwen. Hey, Mona. Did I say hey, Mona already? But, there are some other interesting things that are coming to Google. We got lots of time, so we can still talk about search. But there were some other things. There are a lot of Google properties. We had Google I/O last week. There was a YouTube conference that I didn't even watch the YouTube stuff in the Google Live Marketing. So there's a lot of things happening. So I want to ask you guys right now a quick question, which is, have you ever gone to google.com/shopping? Or have you ever gone to google.com/travel? And you should check out the travel. I think the travel section of Google now is going to try to take on TripAdvisor. So that's kind of crazy. And I think Google maybe has their intention set on competing with Facebook, and that's changing what they're doing and what they're really good at, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm missing comments. So there's a lot that happened. I mean, I was really excited. The Data Studio, which is what we use as a reporting tool, is getting better. I spent like an hour and a half trying to figure out the map section and pull in some data, and it was so painful. And so when they did the live, I watched that little segment, and it's getting better. But
I've looked at the travel, and I wouldn't say I used it because I didn't book anything, but I was experimenting with with searching for trips and what it has to offer. So I think it's a worthwhile service for them. And the one thing I really love, and they mentioned this in their talk, was the fact that how integrated Gmail is with calendar and your travel. So if you're booking flights, like I know for instance myself, I've been sent my sister's flight information, and I received it in my Gmail, and she was just emailing me to say this is when I'm arriving. Well, that went into my calendar. So it was kind of funny because on the day she was flying out, I was asking her a bunch of questions and she had no idea. And I looked at my phone and I was like, oh yeah, you're arriving at, such and such a gate. It was like on my phone in my calendar because Google can see that information in my Gmail and pull it into my calendar. So there's a lot of great things, useful things, coming, and that's one. So
Sash is saying it seems like the natural progression for Google. No, yeah, yes and no. I mean, it gets a little overwhelming when you watch Google Marketing Live because we have a business, we offer services, we know what we're doing, and every year there seems to be slight wrenches. Like I think it was last year they changed the number of characters you could have in ads. That like we had to go in and revamp everything. And this year the discovery ads that they've come out with, which should be pretty interesting, and the carousel ads, which should be interesting, are going to affect our business, right? So yes, is it natural progression? I'm not sure. I don't. Is there a natural progression? What do you think, Greg? And hi, Sarah. Awesome. We can't just have Google stay the way it's always going to stay.
No, obviously not. And no, I don't mind some of the things that they've been introducing. You mentioned the bumper ads, which I think is a great tool for businesses to advertise on YouTube. Okay. Because I personally do not sit through long ads on YouTube.
No, who does?
Either if the option to skip, I skip after whatever, I think it's 5 or 6 seconds. I'm skipping right away. But the bumper ads, not skippable, I'm fine with because it's 6 seconds. It's just a quick clip before I get to the content that I'm there to see.
So let's explain what bumper ads are. You want to do it or should I? You should do it, yeah? Okay, I'll do it. You do it.
Bumper ads basically are a 6-second video clip that would play and advertise whatever it is you're advertising before a video on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. And with the you can give a 90-second clip to Google, up to 90 seconds, and they will split it up, and they will give you they will make you your bumper ads. So they will split it up so you can decide. And so machine learning is a big part of what happened in the marketing, and that's one thing that came out of it. So you'll get a variety of these 6-second segments, hopefully going with your topics. And it was funny because one of the questions was, well, doesn't this take away work from agencies, right? If they're no longer building these 6-second ads when customers are giving them longer ads. And
well, they need to start with an ad to create a bumper ad. So
so they said basically this is for businesses that maybe can't afford to hire an agency to do ads. So this is a way to get started. This is a way to get accustomed to making video stuff. So I thought that was pretty interesting, right? I will try the bumper ads.
But there needs to be some video to start with.
Yes.
There needs to be, video that they can assess and say, okay, this is what they're trying to advertise. Let's condense this through our machine learning and figure out what the important parts are and make a 6-second clip and show them and see if they got it right. And you can customize that. But as far as I know, you don't just go and say, create me a 6-second bumper clip out of thin air.
Oh no, they can't do that. You need to give them.
So you're not going to get rid of agency advertisers who are creating you these longer advertising clips. You're just having Bumper use its machine learning to analyze that full minute and a half ad and condense it into a meaningful 6-second bumper ad.
Yeah. It should be interesting. That was an exciting thing they launched. One of the most interesting things they're doing, which I found, was they're integrating apps, email, and like search ads. Because what happens usually is if you have a client and they want to advertise, say on search and on, in Gmail, let's say, it's per platform. You have to go do it per platform. You can't just, so now they're doing it where it's client focused in the dashboard in Google Ads. I think they've been planning this for a while because they changed the name to Google Ads and now they're going to put everything into the Google Ads dashboard, right? Because that's where you're going to do the discovery ads. That's where you're going to do YouTube ads, right? It's going to be
the discovery ads. Can you talk a little bit more about that? Because that's one of the ones I heard about, but didn't really look too much into yet.
Yeah, so that's the carousel ad they've come out with. So it's top of the feed. However, so I got confused because I was like, what is the discovery feed? Like, what is that? And so on most phones, like if you have an Android or a Pixel phone, you get on the internet using Google App. Well, so the Google App has a feed called Discovery. It's the Discovery feed, and that's where the ads will show up. Now, my concern with this Discovery ad, although fun and cool and interesting and kind of a copy of Facebook, yeah, because you can add like up to 8 photos or something, and is that it's going to take up most of the room on your phone, right? I think we're going to end up scrolling more to get through the ads.
I'm wondering if Discovery is what Google Now is on my phone.
I don't even know what Google Now is.
Google Now is, so if you swipe right, there's a feed that shows me latest articles, things I'm interested in, and stuff like that. But as far as I've seen so far, there's no advertising in there. But it is sort of discovery related. I don't know if, because I haven't looked into it at all, but I'm wondering if that has changed names maybe to what this discovery thing is. And that's where it will be on the phone.
Well, I've never heard of that. I know, like, you're going to be able to access it, they said, from browser to, it's going to be mainly for phones, right? So Google's mandate is they want to be searchable, free, and inclusive. That's their overall mandate, and also mobile first. So we're going to see more come out on mobile because over 50% of searches are done on mobile phones now, right? It's yeah, I don't know if I'm too thrilled about some of the things that are going on. Are you frozen, Greg? Oh no. I'm like, oh.
I'm looking at my phone because I have a Pixel 2 XL, so I'm wondering if there's much change to the Chrome browser or what it's showing me, and I do see that there's a lot of articles and things when I just open a new tab, but I don't see any type of discovery tab, something like that.
I know that you can make those ads in Google Ads now. Some of the things they launched are coming out soon, and some of the things they launched were accessible today, like that travel feed, which I think is super cool. And I checked out the shopping feed, and I think I will shop on the shopping feed. So they're trying to compete with Amazon. It looks like they're trying to compete with Facebook. They're trying to compete with TripAdvisor. They're doing all these different crazy things that is maybe taking them away from what Google originally was there for, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind them expanding, and like I was saying before we went live, Google's a business. I understand that. But Google started as a search engine which promised to give people search results for as meaningful as possible to what they were searching for. And as time goes by, it seems to be leaning more towards showing people ads, the most meaningful ads to what they're searching for. And I want them to continue to be search and organic and introduce things separately, but not basically take the organic search and change it to be all advertising.
That being said, so I didn't mention something that was really neat. So we all use Google Maps, right? And you can see a promoted pin in Google Maps once in a while. One pin, yeah, just one, usually at the top. Now what's going to happen? Say I want to go to the dog park, and I'm going to use Google Maps, and I search dog park on Google Maps, and it shows me, and on my route, what's going to pop up is maybe PetSmart as a promoted pin on my way in my map. So while I'm following GPS, so promoted pins are going to be more. So there's more advertising. They make so much money off advertising, and like there's these little tiny tweaks that you're just like, whoa. Like, I'm not sure if I want to be introduced to another ad to go to PetSmart but maybe I'll need a toy for my dog, you know?
That I don't have any problem with. Because it's relevant to what I originally wanted. They also gave me what I originally wanted, which was either where the closest dog park was and a route to it. They've just added on to what I was looking for to suggest completely relevant things to introduce to me. Hey, by the way, if you didn't know, there's this PetSmart here. You're obviously a dog person, and it's, I don't know, I find it's less invasive to that type of a scenario.
Interesting. Because I find it more invasive. But then, you know, will I care in the end, or will I just get used to what Google's doing? I'll probably just get used to what Google's doing. But if they piss off enough people, I mean, people are going to go somewhere else, right? Like, if you don't get what you need from Google because it's bogged down with advertising, you'll leave. And where will you go? I hear Ahrefs is coming out with a browser. That was hard to get out, Greg. It's hard.
I've been using Brave more and more.
Really?
Yeah.
I know Sash doesn't like Chrome, and what is Brave? Is that like DuckDuckGo?
Well, Brave's just a browser. It's a web browser like Chrome is. And it doesn't, it blocks all pop-ups, and it's secure, and yeah.
Oh.
Brave, I would,
Who owns Brave? We know?
Nobody.
Somebody's got
And I'm thinking it's an open source project.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay, I will try that. Because, yeah, but, am I unsatisfied with Google right now? No. I'm excited about the opportunity to try new ad formats and see what I can do for my existing customers.
Yeah.
But that being said, SEO is something I love. I love to do. I love to work on. And then I like getting better at it. So that, if you can't even show up on page 1, right? Then in the end, is it worth it? So, is it worth it to pay people? Are people going to be out of a job? There's so many more questions to ask. Gwen is saying she doesn't have location turned onto her phone. Interesting. But it looks interesting when I look up an address. Right? So, yeah, lots of changes. I can't wait for people to comment on these. I really want people to go to the shopping and the travel because I really like the shopping and I really like the travel. So, what do you guys think? You said you like the travel, right, Greg?
Yep, I would definitely use it to look stuff up. I'm not sure if I would book anything yet on through it, but I would definitely price check flights and things like that.
No, so you know what I liked about the feature was they have what you can do in a day, or what you can, if you have a day trip. So they planned your day trip for you, so you could go to the sites. I thought.
Yeah, there's probably a lot more to the travel than the last time I looked. I was really looking at that you could say I'm going from here to here, and it would come up with a bunch of flight information all in one place, sort of like some of the other travel sites that'll give you airlines from basically flights from all the airlines to price check and price match or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm sure, like you were just mentioning, there's probably lots of stuff that you can do other than booking flights or accommodations. There's probably a lot of stuff that you can say, like, this is where I'm going. Tell me what I can do there, and it'll probably have so much information on, if you're coming to Vancouver, go to Stanley Park, go to the suspension bridge, those types of things where you can learn about the place that you're going to and what to do there, and even go as far as booking those things right on the site.
That'll be weird. I'm not an early adopter when it comes to buying stuff online. Like I, have slowly integrated, of course, into my life, shopping and using Amazon, but I wasn't jumping at it when it first started. So I wonder, I'll probably go slow on this one too, but I love, I'm looking at it now, and it's got explore flights, hotels, potential trips, potential destinations, it's got my past trips in there.
How does it know this?
Right? Google knows. Have you ever tracked, when we do, last thing before I go, so when we do receipt filing and, our business stuff, you can actually track your receipts and see where you went on Google Maps. They literally track your days. If you don't think somebody's stalking you, you're kidding yourself, because Google is stalking you.
Well, I feel slightly one of the reasons why I think they're trying to introduce so many new things that will generate them revenue is because they can't sell our data anymore.
Right.
With everything that's been going on with GDPR and the U.S. government and what they know about us, and I feel somewhere down there they were making money off of everything that they were collecting from us in some way.
Yeah.
And because all of that stuff is being, brought to light and shut down, maybe their revenues are being impacted, and they're introducing all of these new things that that we can use and pay for.
Well, it was pretty interesting, that they constantly, one big segment of that whole talk was on privacy and trust, and so I thought that was pretty interesting because they're just as, so to be really honest, they are just as bad as Facebook in those things, right? Like there was data, they gave it away or they shared it. Privacy's an issue now for sure. I always said that the things of the future, privacy and security, huge area of business to get into, right? You're always going to be making money because that's always going to be growing. There was something else I always said, but I don't remember what it is. Hey, Greg, we're out of time.
That's funny. I just went to, because I hadn't been in so long, the Google Travel, and because you said past destinations, yeah, I have a ton of past destinations in here.
Crazy, eh? Try tracking your receipts if you can't figure out.
Going back down to July 2015.
Wow.
A small trip I took to Seattle.
Interesting. I wonder what it says in there. That's cool. I'm gonna go dig into there. Hey, Greg, next week, do you remember what we're talking about?
Something to do with content because Ashley's joining us.
I know. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yes. How to be consistent with marketing and content growth with Ashley. I think you say her last name, Duan. Super cool. It's going to be super fun, and Ashley's going to help us get our marketing in order when it comes to content writing. Yeah, she's a writer, so she does really well. Anyway, Greg, we're going to go, so I'm going to get you to say bye. Wave, Greg. Bye. Bye, guys.
Everyone.
See you next time. Bye.